So here is the helmet Gringo. This is a size large, and I always try to get the cheapest, so you know, no color, nothing. So white one was the cheapest. I'm gonna show you how to remove the liner. There is like 4 pressure buttons to remove the cheek pad. It's better to start by the higher one because there is some kind of a trim that goes inside the helmet. I show you exactly. See, up, it's coming up. The other one. Now you go to the back. Sorry, it's kind of hard to show and to do it with one hand. And see, this is what I'm talking about. This is a little Velcro and stuff that goes in between the trim and the cheek. And once you do that, it just comes off pretty easily. Then you have more pressure button in the back. You have maybe 3 you can remove first, and then you go to the front and you can pull gently on a tissue and wait until you grab the plastic material. It's much easier, and so you don't rip anything or break anything. And same thing, this is Velcro, so it should come pretty easily. Velcro is on the inside, as you can see. Then behind the cheek pad, those stuff are kind of glued on a helmet. This is some kind of silicone glue. And then the front, there is only 2 screws on each side, so this is very easy to remove. And what I noticed was the difference in between my first Gringo helmet that I bought and this one. This is a thick, hard plastic, and the old one that I had was kind of some tissue, much nicer with the orange stitches. And the other difference was my old helmet came with that bag, so no big deal, but it's a little difference. Oh yeah, and next project will be that guitar. So the other differences between both helmets is that shell, inside shell, that I could not remove on the new one. Then concerning the trim, the glue, as you can see, is mostly on the outside. So what I do is I use my X-Acto knife and I'm gonna go all the way around, just like that. Then what you want to do, you want to be careful not to dig deep into the paint with a knife. But it's still fixable because the primer will fill those little chips. Then boom, it's coming off. What I do, because otherwise when you're gonna sand, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to remove all that dried glue. So I use here a razor blade and I scrape it, and it comes off very easily without damaging too much, And then this is prior the primer. I sand it all the way around, and I'm gonna apply the primer right now. Sanding the primer, this is a very thick surfacer, so it leaves a lot of material, which is very nice. And here, this is after the base coat, silver metallic base coat. And we always have Nash that, I don't know how he does that, he always gets stuck. So here is a base coat that I was talking about. It's a Valspar product. And then I'm gonna look at the flake. From Painthuffer, we got the micro flake, the 50/50, and I do have some rough, you can see. And I was looking at the differences, and I mean, the camera is not very sharp, but you can very see how brighter the 50/50 is compared to the other one. I try to put them in the light, but just looking like that, you can see that the 50/50 is, looks much nicer. So I decided to use this one for the helmet. Here I prepared some clear coat. This is a high-tech product that I always use. Eyegloss Universal Clear. It's a 4-to-1 part, which means you put 4 parts of clear and 1 part of activator. You mix it well, and then I will put the flake in it. And I will use a 1.8 tip. This is a PPS gun from 3M. I love it because, it's very easy for cleaning. And those PPS come with the lead and but the lead always have a little filter, little mesh filter. So don't forget to remove it if you spray the flakes. Otherwise, you're not gonna have flakes on the surface you're painting. So once I mix the clear, I can add the flakes in it, stir it really well, and you can look on the stick how it looks. Obviously, it will need several coats. So usually I put like 3 coats, and here it is after 3 coats. And I will put some more clear on top of that to bury the flakes, because if you try to sand as it is now, you might remove some flakes, and you don't want that, obviously. So we're gonna spray 3 more coats of clear, and when that will be dry, we will be able to sand it and get it flat, getting ready for taping and applying the design. So here it is. I let it dry overnight, so clear is completely dry, ready to be sanded. You can see, that there is some orange peel on top. This is totally normal. We're gonna sand that with 600, dry 600. I love to use Duragold sandpaper. The fact that it is sticky, you can put it on a sanding block if needed, and it will stick. You don't have to worry about it. Or like I do, I just glue it like that on each side, and I can use it to sand it. So, and the goal here when sanding is, you see all those shiny spots? The shiny spots are the low spot. So what do you want? You want to have the high spot at the same level as the low spot. So you want everything sanded. So you have to sand until all the shininess disappear. And I use this pad. This is 1200, 1500 grit because it's more gentle, and especially going around the pressure button, you don't want to scratch those with sandpaper. So those pads are very good for tight area or sensitive area, I will say. Then we are ready to apply the design. So I taped the entire helmet. Sometimes I have the design already in mind, and sometimes I do it as I go. On this one, I use the stencil, as you can see. They come from Stickitstencils. They do have very good product and a lot of different shape. So check them out. I will put the link in the description below. And now enough talking. I'll let you enjoy the video.
I was waiting in the undertow. And the water feels like a friend I've not seen in years. So familiar and strange at once, like a lover who lost her touch. At first I was hesitant, now it seems oh so curious. How'd I wind up so far from home when I barely had left the shore? And I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift and fell away like bones, unaware where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow, and I was dreaming of a love I loved. I fell asleep within an autumn flow. I never knew I drew so far from home while I was waiting in the undertow.
from the pain, hide from the shame. I feel it in my body.
So here I'm almost done with the design and the color, the painting, and after that will be coat of clear, and apply 3 coat, let it cure overnight. Here it is after the first 3 coat. It always surprised me how the design and everything just change after you apply the clear coat. It just really is the finishing touch. And you can see there is still some orange peel. So when that will be dry, we will sand it with like 1200 grit wet sand, and we will reapply some clear coat. Here's the trim I'm gonna use for the helmet. I will put the link in the description below. So here's the helmet. This time this is after I spray the other 3 coat of clear and after I sanded it wet sand with 2000. So you can still see, I mean it's pretty good. I still have to polish. So here it is. I'm using 2 different pads because I'm using 2 different products from Mega. So you don't want the product to mix on a pad. And that is the finishing touch. Same thing, I will put the link of those products in the description below. And I go with the slowest speed. And here this is me applying the trim. Try to cut it always longer, and then I'm using, see, when I'm getting close to the end, I can see exactly where to cut it. I'm using X-Acto knife. You have to be very careful, and that's why I was putting tape to avoid hurting the helmet. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. That will help the channel. Really appreciate it. And see you in the next video.